Thank you very much. I'm checking. I want to say thank you. Please introduce yourself. I just want your name, your location. All right. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you. This is from Zambia, pharmacist student. Any other person, please introduce yourself, your location, and what you do. All right. You're welcome. Oluwatobi, data analyst. Awesome, awesome. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Beautiful, beautiful. Please let's our introduction. Let's keep it coming. Okay. So as I was saying, my name is Tolulope Makinde. I'm always excited to help young people to discover, to develop, and deploy their skills in a suitable career path. Because I said we have a lot of young people who are confused, who are frustrated about where they are, and they need the right strategy to move to the next level. So I help young professionals gain clarity in their career field, and also to be able to move on in order for them to have satisfaction and fulfillment. Though I do tell a lot of people that there's a difference between a job and a career. There's a clear difference between just having a job and building a career. A lot of job seekers are just so focused about, I just want to get a job. I just want to get a job. And what exactly is a job? A job is anything you do that bring in revenue as a source of income. But a career, what exactly is a career? A career is that profession or that vocation you do for a long period of time, or for a lifetime, that has opportunity for advancement, right? It has opportunity for advancement. When we look at a career, we most time, we call it a career path. Yes. Why? Because you are on a journey. And everybody in a career field is on a journey, right? You move from the entry stage to the mid-level to, the executive, to the managerial, until you get to the top of your career, right? The reason is because nobody wants to remain stagnant. Nobody wants to remain in the same position, doing the same thing, the same knowledge, the same experience, earning the same salary for several years, right? Everybody wants to advance, right? And that's the reason why today's topic is very important, right? Talking about career opportunities in remote and offsite. Okay, so today, briefly, we are going to touch more, but because of our time, anyway, we can cover. So I also want my host to join me to manage our time. But I believe we'll enjoy ourselves and get a take home and impactful insight that will be relevant to our career field. So when we talk about remote work, I know this topic is not familiar with is very familiar with us. It's not new. So we talk about remote work. What's the difference between a remote work and an on-site work? In simple terms, it means remote work are duties or job you do outside your employer's physical office, right? Or you do in a physical office where you have to go to the office every day. You commute. You are in the physical space, right? While online on-site work is the one you do for that company at your own location. And we have hybrid where you mix both remote and on-site. But a lot of people have their preference, the one they prefer. So I want to know, based on your own preference, which of these do you prefer? Do you prefer a remote work or an on-site work? I want to see your response on the chat. Which one do you prefer? I have a brother who always tell me he's a tech guy. So he will tell me I prefer a remote work. He has his reason. I want you to also give me your reason. Which of the type of work do you prefer, remote work and on-site, and why? Why? My brother will tell me as a tech person, if I'm doing remote work, I have the privilege to get several engagements, more than one job, and I can be able to deliver at my own time. But some people feel that no, I can't do remote work. It's just too boring for me. I want to be on in the office space, in the work environment. I enjoy interacting with people. So I want to know, what's your preference? What do you prefer? Which one do you prefer? Remote work. Yusuf, why do you prefer remote work? Yusuf, why do you prefer remote work? Lizzie, which one do you prefer? Remote work or on-site? Benjamin, Grace, which one do you prefer? Okay, so that you can combine it with your business. Beautiful, beautiful. Toby, which one do you prefer? Okay, Benjamin prefer remote work. Do we have anyone that prefer on-site? Do we have anyone that prefer on-site? Wow, it's like most of my audience here prefer remote work. I want to know, do we have anyone that prefer on-site? Anyone? Anyone that prefer on-site? I've not seen anyone yet. Okay, so what's the clear difference? What's different between the advantages and challenges of both, right? So when you talk about remote work, it gives you that flexibility to choose your location and your schedule. We have some people who prefer to work early in the morning, prefer to get all the deliverables done. They wake up early, they get their job done, and they deliver so that they can spend the rest of their day having fun or to do other kind of business, right? Remote work also give you that access to global job opportunity, right? At the comfort of your home, you can get a contract in UAE, in US, in Canada, in UK and all that, and you get the job done and you deliver. So you are not limited by physical space, right? So that's the advantage of remote work. And it can also enhance your earning capacity. You earn in foreign currency and all that. So those are the advantage of remote work. Then it also saves you the cost of commuting from your home to the office space, right? At the comfort of your home. Once you have your office desk, like mine, then you can set up your desk to get your job done, right? But what are the challenges? It's not everybody that love remote work. It's not everybody that love remote work. Some people don't like it because of, they'll tell you, I just don't like being isolated. The challenges of not having the ability to interact with people is just too boring. If I'm sitting on my table, on my desk alone, and I'm just working, I just feel like sleeping. I struggle. A lot of people have those challenges, right? Another one that it requires strong sense of discipline and time management. If you don't have strong sense of discipline to get a job done, to wake up at the right time, to stay on the job until you get it delivered without somebody micromanaging you, you may find it challenging to do a remote work. Then another important aspect is that it's highly dependent on reliable technology and internet. Why? Because you are working remotely with the employer and they want to see you, they want to interact with you. So you must have strong quality internet whereby you can be able to get all the job done and engage in several meetings, online meetings, and collaborate with your team member in different locations. Then what about the on-site? The on-site work also has its own advantages or benefits for the fact that it helps you to network with your friends, your colleagues, your superior people that can give you mentorship opportunity. If you are trying to get a job done and you are struggling with it, you can easily reach out to someone in your office space. Please, how do you do this? Please, how do you? And they can easily put you through and mentor you, right? Then it also gives you a structured work environment with clear routine. You know what to do. You know the next thing to do. You know the next thing. You have a opening time and a closing time. The time you resume and the time you close, the time for break time. But at your comfort zone at home doing remote work, you can use any time for your lunch, can use any time for your break, you can use in fact, can even be sleeping and at the time. So there's no structured environment for that. So that's the reason why some people prefer the work, the on-site work. And the disadvantage is that the stress of every day waking 9 to 5, 9 to 7, going, and the associated costs that that involve in transportation daily to the venue. And also it has less flexibility in work hour. in the sense that if you have other engagement and you're at work, you won't be able to, do them maybe until after the work. Now, before you can determine which one is more suitable for you, which one you can maximize, you need to, assess yourself. We have what they call the self-assessment. Self-assessment is the starting point of every career journey. Self-assessment is the starting point of every career journey. You won't say because, yes, my friend got a remote job, me too, I can do it. Have you really assessed yourself to know whether you have the strength to deliver and be consistent in a remote work? Some people know their strength, they know their weakness. They know that, no, me, I'm an entrepreneur. My strength, I love to do, several things at the same time, and I, get the job done. I don't like sitting, for long. Everybody have their strengths and their weaknesses. So it is important for you to assess yourself, know your strengths, your weaknesses, know your skill, and know your career goal. That will help you to determine which of these career opportunity, whether remote or on-site, that will be profitable to you, right? So when we talk about strengths, what are those strengths that you have? I want to ask you, put it on the chat. What are those strengths, your core strength that you have identified? Please put it on the chat. I want to see your strength. There's a tool we normally use, it's called SWOT analysis. I know some of you are familiar with SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. It was after my graduation I did a SWOT analysis of myself that helped me to discover the strengths I have, and the kind of career. I made a list of all the career opportunities I can do based on the strength I've identified. What are your strengths? I want to know, Benjamin. What are your strengths? Toby, what are your strengths? Let me just mention some, so you let me know whether you have those. Strong communication skills. Do you have strong communication skills? Do you have strong emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence have to do with the way you relate to people at work. People with low emotional intelligence prefer to work alone. Most they used to prefer remote work because they get irritated easily when relating with people, right? Everybody knows their strengths and their weaknesses, and even some of them are go-getters, and when they see that people are not working at their own pace, they can easily get offended and all that, and leave those people and work on their own. They are very good at lone rangers. What are your strengths? Do you have strong leadership and team motivation? Do you have the ability to adapt, and resilient spirit to adapt to any, challenging environment, fast-paced environment? Do you have creativity, innovation, critical thinking, and problem solving? Do we have several of those strengths as well? So which of those strengths do you have? I want to see your response on the chat. So what are your strengths? Just give me your 2 core strengths that you have. Give me your 2 core strengths that you have. I want to see it on the chat. I'm checking it. I want to see your core strength. Okay, Yusuf said emotional intelligence. Okay, you're also a go-getter. Good. So that's why you're a strong entrepreneur, right? All right. So who else want to share their okay? Benjamin said communication skills and adaptability and flexibility. Okay. Who else want to share their core strength? Okay, please kindly drop your core strengths on the chart. So let's quickly move on. So another thing you need to assess is your skills. And when we talk about remote work, there are skills that are relevant for you to deliver on a remote job, right? So skills like project management, right? We have several project management tools. Do you have the skills to use those tools, right? Trello and several of them. Data analysis and visualization. Do you have that skills? Can you use Excel for data analysis? Can you use Power BI, right? What other skills do you have? Do you have digital marketing skills? Social media management, email marketing, social media strategy, and online advertising on social media platform, and several other skills: public speaking, presentation, research and writing, report writing. Those are skills that are needed, right, in this 21st century, that are high income skills. Which of those skills do you have? please drop your skills. I want you to drop your skills on the chat. Which of the skills do you have? Which of the skills do you have? What are your skills? You still say public speaking. That's awesome. Awesome, right? Lizzie, what are the skills you have? Who else want to share their skills? It may not necessarily be among those one I've mentioned. You know yourself, you know what you've been doing, what you are good at. Those are those skills, right? Because every employer is looking for someone who will get a job done, right? Then it's not necessarily what you study in school, right? I also wanted to know, when we talk about career development, you know, what you study in school does not determine where you end up in life, right? The marketplace is interested in your skills, your skill sets. What are those things you can do to solve problem, right, in the marketplace? Then another important thing is what is your career goal? Your career goal will help you to determine how the type of job you want to take, the type of industry, and how long you want to stay in that place, right? Good. So what are those career goals? Which one is yours? Is it to attain leadership or managerial role in your field? Is it to build your personal brand as a thought leader, or to earn a professional certification and or professional experience to increase your financial capacity? Or do you want to transition from one field to, you know, international global career paths? You need to know your. All right, so as I'll be wrapping up here, I want you to tell me which of your what's your career goals, right? So that we can quickly talk about those tools that are relevant for your remote work. And I want to know the tools you can do and the tools you need to learn to move to the next level based on your career goals, right? What are those tools? You know, everybody, I ask for your preferred work type, whether remote or on-site. And I see a lot of people talking about remote work, right? I also have passion for remote work. You know, after my graduation, that was when I started learning how to use all these, you know, productivity tools, online tools that will make me to work effectively, you know, when I get any remote job, right? Like, you know, content writing, report writing, and all that. So what are those tools, right? When we talk about communication skills, you know, I said it, if you are working remotely, you will need to communicate with your team using Slack. It could be Zoom, it could be Teams. You know, can you use these tools effectively? Even Google Meet as well too, right? Can you use these tools effectively, right? You know, you'll be working on projects, you'll be delivering, and you'll be tracking your progress as well. Which project management tools can you use? Can you use Trello? Can you use, you know, Jira, Asana, and many more? So if you don't need to wait until you get that opportunity, right? Preparation, you know, preparation meets opportunity to get success. You know, there's a way they say it. So you have to prepare before you get that opportunity, right? So that when the opportunity comes, you will be the right person among several other persons applying for that role. So you can just go online, subscribe, go around. We have a lot of free YouTube videos that you can watch to learn those tools, right? And, you know, learn how to use online storage device, your Google Drive, your Dropbox, and many. So another thing I want to advise you right now is that after this section, make sure you go and repackage your CV. I don't know whether we have time. If there's no time, I don't know whether we have time. So we'll talk about your CV. And once you have been able to revamp your CV, then you need to upload them on an online drive so that you can easily have access. You may be on the road, you may be off-site, maybe out of the state or somewhere, and you immediately see an opportunity. You won't be, you know, bothered that my CV is not with me. Just go to your online drive and have access to it, and you submit. You know, that's how a lot of people get opportunity, right? So collaboration tools as well, depending on the field you have, whether you're a graphic designer, you know, whether you're a programmer and all that. So a UI UX designer, you must know how to collaborate with other teams on a project. So I would like to take a pause for now and get your feedback on what you have learned so far. And if there's still time, the host kindly let me know whether I still have time, so how much time I have, if I can still share more insights. So let me have your question based on what you have learned. I would like to take a break for now. The host, sorry, I didn't get your name. Kindly, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tolulope. My name is Mariam.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Miriam, all right. Thank you for having me.
That insightful session.
Yeah.
So, just to keep us on track, there is really no more time.
Awesome.
So, the floor is open now for questions and comments from the fellows. So, please, questions, let us get them. Let's keep them coming in. You can unmute yourself to ask, or you can drop in the chat box.
Good afternoon, and Mr. Tolulope, we sincerely appreciate your insights. And one way or the other, we have learned one or two things from the topics or the career opportunities in remote and on-site works. So, and we have learned that before we can choose a career, before you can choose any of the job opportunity, we need to identify our strengths. We need to know to identify our skills. Then we need to have a career goal. So we let us understand that we cannot just say we want to choose the remote work without consider these three factors. So it is important. So we sincerely appreciate that. And you said there's something that I want to know, but I think you don't dwell much on it. You know, we have you said that when someone wanted to combine both remote and on-site work together, what are the things that we need to put to considerations? So that's just my questions. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, sorry, I'm muted. Yes, okay. Yes. Sorry, I was muted. Yeah, thank you very much, Sylvia, for that question. Yes, it's very, very important. I think I've mentioned three most important factors you need to consider in determining whether you want to go for a remote work or an on-site or hybrid. You want to combine both, which is your strengths, right? The reason why a lot of people struggle is because they are trying to work on a job that is not their strengths. I don't know whether you get me. You know, those are the kind of people that, you know, every Friday they are the type of people that normally say, thank God it's Friday. Why? Because they are tired of the job. They can't wait to just go home for the weekend and just, you know, enjoy themselves. Why? Because they are working on a job that is not their strength. Two, they are working on a job that is not giving them joy, right? Because of our time, I want you to take note that every career path you choose, whether remote, whether on-site, whether hybrid, or whether any kind of field, it must align with 4 Ps. Please, I want you to take note of this. It must align with 4 Ps. 4 Ps. And what are those 4 Ps? The first one, it must align with your potential. The career path you choose must align with your potential. Your potential is your abilities, your skills, your talent, your strengths. We have talked about strengths. Those are what encompasses your potentials. You know what you are good at, what you can do. You know what? Then it's the second piece must align with your passion. What are you passionate about? What are those things that, you know, once somebody wakes you up, you know, you can jump up and get the job done. You know, you enjoy doing it. You know, career, a career path you choose, you must be passionate about it, right? Even if it's sports, even if it's writing, singing, or something, or or tech is something you enjoy doing, right? Good. So then the third is it must align with your personality. Your personality type is very, very important. Someone who is calm, who does not like talking, can the person do a marketing job? The person won't enjoy it. Or can the person do a customer service? Someone who is very reserved, who doesn't like engaging with people, right? His personality type, right? It must align with your personality type. Then the last one is your purpose in life. Your purpose in life is your reason. The job you are doing is far more than just earning a living, right? You must be must be able to impact life, right? Your job as a way of projecting your reason for living. You finding fulfillment and purpose fulfillment, purpose discovery on that job. So if you want to combine both, you just need to take advantage or consider these 4 P's I've mentioned together with with what we have learned so far. Then it will help you to gain clarity. Then the last advice I want to give you is that don't force yourself on a job that does not align with all these factors that we are talking about, because you will not last long on that job. Because a lot of people are just working, they are frustrated in the job they are doing. There's nothing wrong in living and finding a job that gives you joy and fulfillment. Thank you very much, Yusuf. I don't know if you have understood what I've spoken about. So there's a lot, but if you actually need personal coaching, this place, maybe you can reach out to me through the host, or there's a lot you need to learn. It's not just a day job. This section is just too short for us to dive deeper on those topics, talking about transition, development, career development, discovery, and several aspects. Thank you very much.